LeBron James being in the Final Four is just what the doctor ordered for them to, in the first year, to kind of sizzle it up. You know the league's going to get behind it. You know that the media is going to get behind it. They're going to elevate the status of it. And I think it's fun that the Pelicans are going to be there because they're a young team.
And he wants it on his resume, the first ever player to win an in-season tournament. So go Milwaukee! Go Milwaukee!
And vote for the Pacers, too. You know? When's the last time you thought about the Pacers in any kind of serious capacity, other than a trade for one of their big players?
Roy Hibbert. And Frank Vogel.
That's what I'm saying.
They had a good run. Frank Vogel and Roy Hibbert, Paul George, David West. They were in the Eastern Conference Finals back-to-back years. By the way, it's a Warriors Wednesday brought to you by Freedman's Appliance. A trusted name since 1922. Visit freedmansappliance.com today. Shout out to YouTube and Twitch, the Comcast Business Text line as well. Anthony Slater is going to join us at 8 o'clock to talk some Warriors. Kate Rooney will make her morning roast debut from Crowd Forest Sports. Kate's been doing a lot of good things. A city girl as well. Went to Lowell High School, so we got to show our city girl some love here on the roast on 95.7 The Game. But I want to start here, Shasky, believe it or not. We got the Niners beating up the Eagles. I'm so glad Kyle Juszczyk yesterday, when he joined us on the show, said, look, we're actually past the game. Because, honestly, deep inside, I may have said something to one of you guys. I was past the Eagles game, too. I was ready to move forward. I think we said it in the thread. You're like, I want to soak it in. And I was like, man, I got a 24-hour rule on my clock. Because I know 2 weeks from now, yeah, sure, that Eagles game is on our resume. It's on our wall. But in January, it won't mean much if we don't win it. So I am moved on to Seattle. And I want to beat the Seahawks, and I want to make sure we keep them out of the playoffs. I want to drop them to 6-7. This is a desperate team coming to the Levi's Stadium on Sunday. And I do want to get into the Warriors. I actually ran into Scott Brooks walking up to the studio today. Scott Brooks is an assistant coach with the Portland Trailblazers. I'm like, what are you doing out here so early, man? And he's, oh, man, I was like, the game's not until 7 o'clock. Good luck tonight. So Scott Brooks was hanging out. I think it was just getting some fresh air, 5:30 in the morning. But anyway, I do want to start here with everything going on in Nashville. The hot stove season, which is not heated up at all yet. Not heated up, y'all. At all.
I've got some thoughts. I'm glad you went here. I didn't see it coming.
Well, yeah, I know you didn't see it coming. It's a curveball. I throw curveballs and change-ups too.
Because I've got trade lists here.
Well, let's not go there. I don't know if I want to go there because now you're going to get Giants fans all gassed up and nothing's going to happen here. But the Red Sox trade Alex Verdugo to the New York Yankees for 3 pitchers.
Very surprising.
In the 7th trade these two teams have made since 1960, the 8th trade they made since 1969, which was very surprising. It got me thinking, boy, anything could happen now. Maybe Juan Soto could get traded to the Giants. But I kind of want to get into the Shohei stuff because I feel like Major League Baseball has botched this free agency period, and Shohei has as well, with the privacy, not wanting to meet with teams, which is fine. I want it to be private too. It should be private for him. But I don't think baseball has captured the imagination of Shohei being on the market. This is one of your marquee players, one of the best players we've seen in the last 50 years. And it just feels blasé. You know what I'm saying?
I do.
Like it feels blasé, and it just doesn't feel like baseball is able to capture on these moments. Like the NBA in their offseason and the NFL with Aaron Rodgers. Where's he going to go? Mm-hmm. Is he going to get traded? Mm-hmm. It's all over everywhere. Everywhere.
It took months for it to actually finally happen.
Exactly. The NBA, we talk about the offseason in December. You know, think about the summer with Kawhi Leonard and Paul George and all the moves happened there. And then you think about Shohei, and boy, I see it coming here. MLB is going to end up like boxing or horse racing in the future.
I don't know about that.
I don't know. But boy, it doesn't feel like a marquee sport now when you have a marquee free agent and nobody really even cares. No. Nobody cares.
Well, okay, so I think Major League Baseball, let's throw them to the side for just a second. Ohtani having the Tommy John injury right like a month before he's about to hit free agency threw a monkey wrench into everything, right? This is not your first. This is your second Tommy John. Now, outside of a few guys, Nathan Eovaldi being one of them, very few guys recover from the second Tommy John and become as good as they once were prior to it. It's a really difficult injury. Now, that being said, part of the lure of what made him such an appealing player wasn't that he was an international player. It wasn't just because he hit bombs. It's because the duality of being a top 5 pitcher and hitter simultaneously. And so when you cannot pitch for a year, that dilutes all of the buzz. That dilutes the clarity on how much money you should throw at him. And I think that there's been some secrecy on the injury itself from the get-go. He originally was a UCL tear, and then there's been some secrecy from Ohtani's camp on like when he will be able to pitch again. You know, we saw Bryce Harper have Tommy John. He sat out about 6 months as a hitter, okay? Sat out about 6 months. Now he's changing positions. He's going to be a first baseman from here on out. And, you know, Bryce is a right-handed player when he's in the field and a left-handed player at the bat, so it's his lead arm. He was able to return at a very high level and come back pretty quickly as a hitter. I don't know about Ohtani in the hitting, so I think part of his camp, and I'm getting back to like the money part, there's a strategic secrecy to this because of the injury that he sustained right up to it. Do I agree with how they've handled it? I don't know. I think the guy's still going to make hundreds of millions of dollars, but I would agree with you completely that, like, you're missing an opportunity to take the entire country by storm.
No, absolutely. This is your best player in baseball. So, you know, when we think about that, we think about Shohei Ohtani, and everybody made a big deal when Dave Roberts acknowledged Tuesday that his team met with Shohei Ohtani at Dodger Stadium a couple days ago, becoming the first person to divulge even the most basic information. And everybody's like, oh, my God, Dave Roberts just blew the free agency for the Dodgers.
Yeah, I don't believe
Or say that. Clearly Shohei's our top priority. It's okay with saying that. Why wouldn't you say that?
Exactly.
Well, like, yeah, he's our top priority. Why is that a big deal? But that's my thing with baseball. Oh, my God, Dave Roberts. He just said that he met with Shohei. Nobody was supposed to know that. Oh, my God, they blocked off a hotel so people don't know when Shohei's coming in and out. It's just
the overreaction was ridiculous from the media writers.
Baseball's just stuck in their old ways. You got to evolve as a sport here, folks. You have to. Now, the Blue Jays also met with Shohei Ohtani.
Isn't that surprising?
No, not really, because they've been on guys.
No, I'm just saying, like, in general, that, like, you narrow it down, and it's the Blue Jays and the Internationals. Well, I get a Canadian city.
Right.
Unbelievable roster. From a baseball standpoint,
unbelievable roster.
It's a perfect roster.
A very clean city in Toronto.
See, you've been there, so maybe Toronto, you can sell me on it. But
the Blue Jays, they get after the Blue Jays. They love their Blue Jays there.
So here's the question that I have. He said that, like, New York, Ohtani has apparently told people in his circle, like, New York is not a city I can see myself playing in.
Yeah.
And Toronto is. What is it about Toronto?
Toronto, you got the international flair that you just mentioned. There's over 8 million people living there, and you got a who's who. Yeah. You got a bunch of people from the Middle East. You got a bunch of people from Africa. You got a bunch of people from Asia. You got a bunch of people from America.
Interesting.
Toronto is a who's who. It's a melting pot. And you watch games at the Rogers Center, it gets loud there.
Well, it's a great hitting stadium.
It's a great hitting stadium for Shohei Ohtani.
Yeah.
Great hitters ballpark. It's right there in downtown, right next to that. What's the tower that they have? The CW Tower, I want to say, maybe. I could be wrong. Somebody on YouTube will correct me. But Toronto is a hotbed for baseball. They love their Blue Jays up there. And they've got, Vlad Jr. on that team. You got the Biggios. You got the Bichettes. Matt Chapman, I know, is going to move on. But they got some
teams. The Astros.
Not Gurriel.
No, the center fielder.
George Springer.
Yeah,
George Springer's on that team. So he can't stay healthy. So, it's a good situation for him. And you're out of the American media market. And the Canadians will treat you with respect. And you know what? Maybe he doesn't want to be in that shadow of New York City. Maybe he doesn't want to be in L.A. I don't know. Well, but Toronto has money to burn. That's for sure.
Well, and if you look at their history, they've actually done a really good job historically fielding good teams.
CN Tower. CN Tower is what it's called.
Oh, okay, the CN Tower.
But no, they've had great rosters over the years.
That's what I'm saying. And what they've also done a really good job of is, keeping guys that are pitchers, at the end of their careers, middle of their careers, to still be very, very good. I mean, we're going back 30 years on this, but like Dave Stewart went there and was excellent. Roger Clemens went there and was excellent. Roy Halladay was there and was excellent. Kevin Gausman's gone there and has been really good for them. I like the fit for them. I just found it to be interesting. It's like the Dodgers maybe going back to the Angels, and it was the Mariners. Now they're kind of out of it, and the Giants think that they're in the mix.
Yep.
Or at least they thought they were in the mix.
So you get that, and Dave Roberts also said in his media session, I like to be honest. Yeah, we met with Shohei. We talked, and I think it went well. But at the end of the day, he's his own man, and he's going to do what's best for himself where he feels most comfortable. So where do the Giants stand in this situation? I have no idea. I'm not going to sit here on these airwaves and say, hey, Giants fans, get your hopes up. You may go get Shohei Ohtani. Get your hopes up. You may get this Japanese pitcher. Yo-yo. So I don't know what's going to happen. I don't know what's going to happen.
Like, you're going to course correct. So, like, you wouldn't give Gausman, who had a Major League Baseball track record within your system, you wouldn't give him $100 million. But you'll give $200 million to a guy who's never thrown a Major League Baseball pitch. I don't know. I find that thought process interesting. Like, wow, you've switched that much?
Well, my thought is, why would Shohei pick the Giants?
If Shohei, so I'm glad.
If you look at the Giants roster,
I'm looking
and they're bringing back Yastrzemski, and they're bringing back Austin Slater, and you still have Mitch Haniger, and, J.D. Davis is on this roster. Why would Shohei, who wants to win, pick the Giants? I'm here to listen to it. Are the Giants that close to winning? Are they a piece away?
No.
Are they 2 pieces away?
No.
Are they 3 pieces away?
So this is what I would say to you, okay? Look, I don't even know if I believe this argument that I'm about to make, okay? So bear with me on this one. When Bryce Harper went to the Phillies, they had Rhys Hoskins, and that was about it. Now, they would swing the trade for JT Realmuto kind of simultaneously with signing Bryce Harper. But they said to Bryce Harper, Bryce, you are going to be our centerpiece, and everything will flow off of this. Now, again, Rhys Hoskins was a better player than I would say anyone that the Giants have in line.
I'm going to also add, Bryce Harper knew he hit a lot of home runs in that ballpark, Citizens Bank Park, and it's a division he knew. He grew up in that division with the Washington Nationals, so he knew, boy, I could hit home runs in Philadelphia. I could hit home runs in Atlanta at their Blue Ballpark. I know Nationals Park, and I know about Miami. So the hitter-friendly ballpark, I think, helped.
Sure, absolutely.
I think that was a big
I was just
caveat.
going roster. I'm sorry. I was just going
I'll just add
the
some
roster.
caveat.
No, but that's a good point. Like, and I would say to him, AT&T's tough to hit in. Like, it's undeniable. It's tough to hit in, but Arizona's a fun place to hit, and Colorado's a fun place to hit. San Diego's a pretty good place to hit. There's a lot of hitters that are driving there.
I think it's a difference, though, when you have 81 games at Citizens Bank Park as opposed to Oracle
to
Park.
15 at the other ballparks.
Exactly.
But Bonte, I would say like Rhys Hoskins was really the only guy that they have, and you look at what they've done since then. They've added Castellanos. They've obviously added Trey Turner. They made that trade almost simultaneously for JT Realmuto. That roster has changed dramatically, and they've made some really good draft pick developments. Bohm coming up through their system, but that has been an acquired team. They acquired everyone around. I'm looking at the Giants here, and I would say to him, hey, look, here's the pitch. Shohei, your step 1. Step 2 is, who do you want to play with? Because here's the guys that I would be willing to trade. This is just me as a Giants fan, and I'm going to go right through this because I wrote it all down. I was ready for this conversation for days. Of the big leaguers, Slater, Yaz, JD, Lamont Wade, Keaton Wynn, Sean Jelly, all could be added to some sort of a package. All right, my best young player that I would be willing to part with is Luis Matos. I don't know what you get with Luis Matos. I don't know how the people view him.
I don't know what you get with the other guys you just mentioned.
Those are throw-ins. Those are big league level throw-ins. Right. So, I'm just saying, like Bryce Eldridge, 4th overall. He's your 4th overall prospect. Walker Martin, 5th overall. Wade Meckler, Averson, Vaughn Brown, Tyler Fitzgerald, Will Bednar, Ramos, Bart, VR. I'm willing to trade just about anything that's out there to go get you guys that you want to get. You want to play with Juan Soto? Like, go look at that Francisco Lindor trade. It wasn't that great.
No, it wasn't.
It was not that great. Go look at some of these other trades.
The new manager of the Padres, the guy who was with the Cardinals, what is Bill?
Mike Schilt.
Mike Schilt. He was with the Cardinals. ESPN was reporting, and Major League Baseball Network was reporting that he's going to meet with Juan Soto December 17th.
But they have a payroll. 17th. They have to slash their payroll.
No, they do have to slash their payroll.
Mets, so those are the two teams I'm poaching.
They're meeting December 17th. I think the Padres are going to try to trade Fernando Tatis Jr.
I'd be in on him.
I think, but I don't know if they're going to trade him. I know the Yankees and Red Sox traded yesterday, so anything's possible. I don't think the Padres are going to trade for Fernando Tatis within the division. But I think if there's one guy they're going to commit to, I think they'd rather commit to Soto than Tatis Jr. I think they're tired of Tatis Jr.
Well, Tatis Jr. is on like a $200 million deal. Soto's going to command $400 million. Yeah. Like if they're slashing payroll, now they're going to add.
But I think though they'll get rid of that payroll. And they'll say, you know what, we'll rather commit to Soto while slashing payroll elsewhere. That's just my thoughts.
I mean, they're in a very deep financial bubble right now. I understand
what's going on with them.
And then their owner passing away.
I understand what's going on with them.
I mean, the Mets are in the same boat right now with Pete Alonso.
I truly believe they're tired of Fernando Tatis Jr. down there. I don't think they want to make him the centerpiece
that's undeniable. He doesn't get along with
I think they would rather make Soto the centerpiece, which is why this manager's meeting with him December 17th. I think they're going to make some moves, and it won't be Juan Soto. But Juan Soto would be great with the Giants. But why would the Padres, again, why would they want what you just named there when they've seen these players
Because
over the
I
last
looked
3
at
years?
The trade that they gave up to the Washington Nationals, and the centerpiece is Abrams, the shortstop that we all thought was garbage. Like, look at some of these trades. These trades involve 2 top 10 picks, right? Prospect picks, and then a bunch of junk. Like, go look at what the Washington Nationals have been trotting out off that Juan Soto deal. It's not a sexy deal.
No, it's not a sexy deal at all. But I don't know.
2 years of
I don't know if the Padres would deal with the Giants like that and accept that deal for the Giants. We'll see. Who knows?